Welcome to Inside Brush Country Sports Spring Season, sponsored by South Texas Orthopedics. I'm your host, Chris Filateo, and in this show, we will cover baseball, softball, and tennis. We begin with baseball, where the Eagles remain undefeated in district competition with a 17-game winning streak. Pleasanton brushed off its loss against Beeville in its last non-district matchup before shutting out Poteet 17-0 on the road in its first district game. The Eagles avenged an 11-3 loss to the Aggies at the Divine Tournament roughly a month ago. Moving on to their next game, Pleasanton turned around and crushed the Hurricanes at home 14-5. The Eagles have scored 31 runs in two district games to lead the standings beside number 7th state-ranked Lavernia at 2-0. Pleasanton has a week off before the district showdown between the two contenders next Friday, April 4th in Lavernia. Now, Poteet also has time to recoup and prepare for making a push for the playoff spot. The Aggies host Somerset April 4th for their next district game. Next, Chernington is convincingly making a push at the top of its district standings with a 3-game winning streak.
The Tribe beat San Antonio Cole 12-4 while crushing Cotulla later in the week 10-3. Then, Chernington hosted number 3 state-ranked Marion earlier this week. The Bulldogs, at 4-0, were the favorites going into district play, but the Tribe was led by its pitching staff against Marion. The Indians held the Bulldogs scoreless for the majority of the matchup to prevail with a 5-1 district victory. Chernington remains at home to kick off the second half of district as the Indians host Randolph.
In Charlotte, the Trojans steered past Ahanis 7-4 last week in their only district matchup. The loss gave the Cowboys a first district loss, which positions Charlotte near the top of the standings, along with Brackett at 3-1. The Trojans improved to 2-1 in district and look for a rematch with the number 7th state-ranked Center Point after Charlotte narrowly fell 2-1 earlier this month to the Pirates. In softball action, Pleasanton soared past county foe Poteet 13-2 on the road last week. The Lady Eagles capitalized on a 7-run first inning en route to their first district win over Poteet. Then, Pleasanton shut down Sam Houston later in the week in a 15-0 home win to improve to 2-1 in the district standings. The Lady Eagles host Hawkins this week while Poteet hosts Sam Houston. The Lady Eagles had a week off since their last game, which allowed the team to focus on generating runs in order to stay in the playoff race. Poteet hosts Sam Houston this week, then has another week break before hosting Somerset next. For the Squaws, a loss to kick off district against state-ranked Natalia earlier has sparked a 4-game winning streak. Chernington traveled to Cotulla and beat the Cowgirls 5-2 last week on the diamond. The win gave the Squaws a 4-1 mark in district and are riding a 4-game winning streak after the first loss of the district against Natalia. Next for the Squaws is the number 1 state-ranked Natalia Lady Mustangs this week. Natalia has crushed its competition on the diamond throughout the season as it's a strong favorite to make a run in the playoffs. Chernington has a week off before traveling to Universal City in a matchup against Randolph April 4th. In Charlotte, the Trojanettes are displaying a strong presence at the plate. The Trojanettes fell to Sabinal 5-3 in a game where they out-hit their opponents, but errors proved costly in the contest. Charlotte bounced back in a 10-7 home win over Brackett to improve to 3-2 in district. The Trojanettes traveled to La Praya this week before looking to avenge their loss to Sabinal. Now to the tennis court, where Poteet competed in the Goliad tournament. A Poteet pair captured second place in girls doubles, Charity Keeling and Andrea Ramos, after winning their first 3 matches. Poteet will compete in the Marion tournament up next, with district tournaments set for April 7th and April 8th. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter for the latest scores of your favorite area teams at PE1909. You can join the conversation at #MyBCSports. We also welcome you to subscribe to our YouTube channel at the PE1909, so you can watch every episode of this season, or you can catch up on previous episodes. Well, that's it for this episode of Inside Brush Country Sports. I'd like to thank South Texas Orthopedics, and for you watching at home or wherever you may be. Signing off, I'm Chris Filateo.